Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so I'm gonna connect to DataPower. You were right. I had some problem with the Chrome, so I uninstalled and reinstalled it again.
Okay.
Yeah. Admin password. Okay.
Okay, change the domain, the
Okay.
working domain.
Okay. I think it was domain one.
Yes. So in web service proxy, I would suggest try to execute some of the encryption kind of thing, but it won't work here because the backend service is the actual web service we have here.
Okay.
They don't support any HTTP, HTTPS. So, but you know how the same way you need to able to what we did for XML firewall,
Right.
everything is same here.
So that will be part of the processing policy, right?
Yes, policy.
Okay.
Yes. So we'll go for multi-protocol gateway.
So before you go to that, everything what we did in terms of the processing policy, we go into the um,
Policy.
policy. This color thing is little confusing. So here is the proxy. Then you have the tree structure, right? WSDL,
Yes, visitor.
WSDL,
Service.
and I think you mentioned rules somewhere in the rules, right? And it has to be done as part of the WSDL, not the service.
No, no service. We can do it on a service level.
Okay. So if I go at the service level and click on processing, then you do the same thing here, right?
Yes.
So sign, verify,
Everything is same.
um, everything is the same. Okay. And what are these different colors? Green color, what is this?
Which means you can able to insert a web service policy, web security policy, and a web. That's something related to Wisdom and couple of things. You can
Okay.
ignore it.
Okay, but it's always the service where you put the policy, right?
We normally put in a service level or in a operation level.
Operation level. Okay. So each operation can have a different policy.
Yes, right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So go through the material, which can provide you the more detail. Are you going through the material?
I scanned through it. I haven't gone in detail, but at some point I will.
Yeah, don't you don't need to read and read each and every pages. Just to
Yeah.
take a look around it and skip something, and you can review it, right? Like,
Right.
yeah, it's because the 1,000 page material we cannot finish it.
Yeah, it's a lot of material. I was just seeing if we missed something, but seems like we have covered pretty much a lot, but not necessarily in the order, but different ways, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you want me to go to MPG?
Yeah.
Okay.
You create today. I am not going to guide you.
Okay.
Try to create a multi-protocol gateway by yourself.
Okay.
Assume that any for multi-protocol gateway there is no loop back. Either
Okay.
it should be static or dynamic. If you want to skip backend, we need to write XSLT to skip the backend to act as a multi-protocol gateway as a loopback. But we will not do that because what I am trying to do is you have some XSL, right? Fast response
Hmm.
XSL, which is going to call some XML firewall and it's going to respond you back, right?
Right.
So
So,
create a multi-protocol gateway and route the request to the XML firewall using the XSLT pass through XSL, and let the response comes back from the XML firewall and take the response and send back.
okay. So I'll call it weather MPGW.
Make it type dynamic backend.
So the logic is the same. In static, you cannot, like static is static, but dynamic you use XSLT, right?
Yes, right.
Okay.
Create a new XML manager related to this FI multi-protocol gateway. Don't use the default one. Create
Okay.
a new XML manager and whatever you want to configure it.
Yeah, I have to think about what was XML manager doing.
I told
Okay.
you, right? XML
Yeah.
manager, you can specify the number of you just create it. It will show you.
Okay.
Call it as the same service name so that it won't be confused, right?
Yeah. Weather MPG.
Whether MPG XML manager like it. Yeah. So you can have a lot of things, right? URL reference policy and compile object policy, load group balance. You can able to do a group balance. If you don't know what something about what is this, you can click on the link. It will tell you. For example, well, if you know or don't know, select the link. Select a load balancer group. That group XML manager load balancer, something like that. But
Okay.
which are all the admin will give you, infrastructure guy will give you. Okay.
Okay. I was looking in the document, the training material, something he was talking about load balancer. Are you going to cover it later or what is
A
this?
load balancer,
Or maybe later, right? Maybe.
load balancer of two data per appliance. I am going to cover you.
Okay, so I will just cover it, cancel it. Right? So rest everything is fine, right? I'll keep it default. Uh,
Yeah, go and look all the things.
okay, XML parser.
So here you can see how big your byte should be, XML message byte should be scanned, and
Mhm.
how depth of your XML element. You need a 512 element for the service. Think about that. Uh, and are you using any attribute for the service? Think about that. What is the maximum node size? Think about that. So basically, these are all NFR. Okay.
Okay, non-functional.
Yeah. So document cache. Do you really need to cache something, and how much document you want to cache? And there's a lot of things, extension functions, and the next tab. So these are the things basically based on your service specific. Okay, based on the NFR non-functional requirement of the particular service.
Hmm.
So the extension functions and these things we won't touch basically. We mainly look around the XML parser tab, right?
Right.
XML parser tab is very important here.
Mhm.
And go and store right. Leave it document cache. Yeah. Here, schema validation rules and schedule processing policy rules, something we need to look around, I think. The last one, very, very important, is XML attack protection, I think. I think document policy, document extension, somewhere you can able to see that, right? Um, XML denial services, right? Here in the main tab, you can see the XSL cache. If you want to cache the XSLT, you can specify that what is the caching size of the XSLT and all those things. If you
Hmm.
want WTX support, you can turn it on, and if you don't need WTX support, turn it off. By default, it's off. You can turn it on. User agent configuration is nothing but the credentials, the user agent credentials, which is security credentials, and JSON settings. If you want to enable particular JSON settings, we can able to do that here. Okay,
Right.
yeah, go top. You take the material and go through each and everything. Okay, it's
Okay.
all explained in the material.
Okay. Now, this XML manager, is this a standalone object or is this something
Reusable.
to do with MPG?
No, it's a standard. It's nothing that it's common to any firewall services.
Okay.
You can create the own XML manager for web service proxy, even for XML firewall. You can do that.
Okay. So why do we connect this to MPG here? I mean, what is the logic? So that means is this inbound XML, outbound, or it could be anything, right?
It could be anything, but basically, while you're processing the XML,
What do we do with that XML? That's what. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
even it supports the JSON settings and all. Even if a message is JSON, the XML manager will be executed and see what is the JSON settings for that. So
Oh,
once you receive the JSON, you will convert the JSON into XML or SOAP based thing, right?
okay.
That time the XML manager can able to pick up that.
But XML manager is only for XML. It won't act on JSON. It's just that conversion will automatically happen.
Yeah, we will actually do the conversion, but while you're processing the policy, it will take it.
Okay.
So there is no default policy you have to create manually for this one. Or you can reuse the existing created policy here as well.
So these are all the one we created for dummy and the web service. They are also being shown here, right?
Yeah, it's all reusable objects.
Okay. So let me create one.
Yeah. Click new rule, the rule name will come.
Okay.
Put the replace zero with request. The rule name and change the direction. It's a server to client.
Should be client to server.
Sorry, it's client to server, right?
Yeah. Request, right? Okay. So click on. So let me think what we are trying to do here. So we're client to server. So that means what is so client is my SOAP UI and server is DataPower. So DataPower is getting the request. Okay. So that means the client is SOAP, server is DataPower, and I have to do a match. So okay.
So I won't guide you until otherwise you ask me. Okay.
Okay.
You already created a rule called all. Drop down, you can select it for star.
Right. So that means that rule can be reusable across the services like MPG or web service or whatever, right? Okay. Okay. So I
So you
created
just set the matching action. Your next step is set the variable backend and route it.
to the firewall.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to. So the request comes in. So request comes in and yeah, comes into match, comes in here, comes in the pipe.
The next step is set the backend.
Yeah, that is transform. The transform the okay local dynamic pass through dynamic.
If you have a doubt, you can select anyone and see view or
Okay,
edit.
that's one. Hmm. So dynamic.
You closed that policy window, I think.
Oh, okay, so policy.
Scroll down. Let's see your policy has been saved or not. No.
Okay. Whether MPGW policy.
I think for this slow, your session will be timed out.
Okay. Client or server.
Click new rule. Drag and drop transform. Not the dynamic, right? You selected the pass through one, right?
Yeah, pass through domain one.
Okay, give done. Now route it using advanced action. No route. Yeah. Now drag and drop result action and change the result input type. That's fine. Leave it. Leave it.
Mhm.
Create a new apply policy first. Let's save it. Create a new rule. Call it as a response. And okay, let's apply the star action here.
Why do we need to do a star here? Response can be anything, right?
That's response, right? Response. We don't really need to match the matching action, right?
Yeah, but still it's okay, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to do anything on the response, you can do it here. But if you not, just drag and drop result action. Wait. No, no, no. Matching is
Oh,
required. Just drag and drop result. Okay. That's it. That's it. You don't need to change it because nothing is here, right?
right.
Create a new rule. Make it as error rule. Select rule direction as error, which means any error happening, you are handling the exception here in this rule.
Doesn't matter if it's client to server or server to client.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
So go and make it as a star as of now. We will handle the exception later. Drag and drop result action. Just leave it
So when you say leave it, that means it's just pipe, right?
right.
Okay. Pipe is the default.
Yeah, apply policy. Hold on. You need to have a front side handler.
So MPG front side handler would be whoever calls the MPG gateway. It could be MQ or it could be
Yeah, click
uh,
the plus sign. It will show you list of available MPG.
okay.
That is the weather of service. You can no click the plus sign, create a new one. The same thing, like you can create a HTTP front side handler.
Default is okay, I guess.
Change the port. Go to edit and change the port.
What couldn't be anything, right? 2061.
Mm. Go up. Okay, apply it now. Because it's now add it. Oh, you added it. Okay, okay, remove it, remove it. Okay. Now apply. Now add it and apply.
So SOAP client now sends
Change the
it to
request.
this guy.
Change the request type. Okay, request type is SOAP. Let it be. Change the response type as pass through because it could be any response might come. The remaining things leave it as it is. So are you okay? Are you ready with your MQ?
Yes, on this machine. Yes, on the other machine.
Okay, your MQ, you have created a queue manager and you know the queue manager name and listener for the queue manager, everything.
I just I'll show you what I did. Just installed it, nothing else.
You know do you know the MQ, right? Or no?
No, very little.
Do you know how to create queue manager and all?
No.
That's okay.
Can I access the MQ from the other box onto this, or I
Yeah,
have to go?
same network, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So to check what so yeah, web firewall is
What are you doing?
I'm just trying to see where we sent it, right? So 2051. So okay, so it can be just trying to see what URL I'm trying to hit. I think it's a pass through, so whatever I send it should come back, right?
Not
So
like that. Based on, so first change your okay. Call the data power service.
yeah, so I just wanted to check the port number.
Okay, I'm not seeing your window. Call me if you want to see something.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
No, no, what I was saying is I just wanted to, okay. I was trying to, okay, just verifying something. 2061, that's the port number, 2061. And I think it was just, let me try this. Okay, so whatever I'm sending comes back, right?
Yes.
That's the almost like a loop back. Okay, so I just sent RBC and then come back, right? Whatever I sent came back.
Yeah, change the. Okay, that's fine. Now you can able to change the actual real weather web service URL and you can able to do it, right? I told you
Right.
this weather web service has some problem. It's not working.
It's fixed now?
I don't know.
Okay, let me try that. So,
No, it doesn't make any sense.
hmm,
Actually, you are calling multi-protocol gateway, right?
right. Yeah, it comes back. Whatever I send comes. No, it's actually processing something. Oh,
Make it as
SSL.
FPS.
Yeah. Okay, so that whatever yeah makes sense because it's a loop back, right? Just comes back.
It's not a loop back. Actually, it's going to the XML firewall. Your XML firewall is a loop back.
Right. Yeah. So now you're telling that I should connect the instead of going to the firewall, I just sent to the real one, right? So
Yes.
I
Try to do
okay.
that first. Well, let first see the whether's up or not. The service is up or not. Otherwise, use the other service I gave yesterday.
Hmm. No, it's working now. Whether
Okay. Now just change the XSL.
yeah. So
You already have XSLT, right? It's calling the weather up service, I think.
yeah, it's a dynamic backend.
You don't need to upload it again. It should be already available there.
Yeah, I think I was.
Spend some time after the training hours.
Mhm.
You're almost going to end of the course. You need to spend your more time.
Mhm. What was your zip code?
143.
151.
143.
Okay, seems like it is working now. So I'm hitting the front side handler and it's calling the web service and then getting the response and bringing it back.
Okay. So you can do all exercise like encryption, decryption, certificate sign, verification, everything here.
Okay, but this one is just to clarify here. So from the SOAP, I am sending HTTP. So it's HTTP. So multi-protocol is now going from HTTP to HTTP because the backend is also HTTP, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We will set up the MQ.
No, no, yeah, just from my side understanding, it's going HTTP to HTTP here, right? Okay.
So what we can do is we will set up the MQ and send the message in MQ and call the HTTP service and receive the message from MQ.
Okay. Okay. So let me
Which
start.
machine you have MQ?
Uh, the one where I have the VMware.
Okay.
So it's on the other machine. So let me switch it to the other one then, right?
It's having remote desktop. You can connect that machine using RDP from here. This machine.
Okay.
Type MSTSC. TSC. Yeah.
Let me check the IP.
You cannot do RDP, then leave it. You can connect to this machine.
Okay. So let me just physically go onto that box, right?
Yeah, but you don't know MQ, right? I need to see the box.
Yeah,
Can
that's
you?
what I'm gonna switch my this presentation to the other one, right?
No need. We will do it tomorrow then. Otherwise,
Okay.
so tomorrow we will do it MQ and a couple of topics I will tell you. You can try to do it yourself.
Okay.
So let me tell you tomorrow. Once we complete the MQ, I will tell you tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
And before tomorrow's class, try to see some YouTube videos or some kind of videos. What is AAA? Authentication, authorization, and auditing in data power. So what is
Okay.
the AAA? What is the concept of AAA? So just to take a walkthrough and come back. So we will see that. Okay.
Okay. So tomorrow, when I start my data power machine, I will start the MQ also. Well, MQ is automatically started, but I will run the thing here locally so you can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good.
So connect to your MQ machine tomorrow so that I can set up the queue manager, something like that. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good.
See you then. Bye.
Okay. Thank you.